Winchester Legends host Melissa Bachman, hunting with Allen Treadwell, is out before daybreak.
It's chilly this morning.
It's freezing.
Good, cold, crisp morning. Them birds ought to gobble this morning.
We wanted to go looking for areas that the turkeys might be gathering tracks, or maybe we could even hear a gobble.
Sit right here and listen for just a minute. Right there. Hear him on top of that hill? I think we can get up there and get pretty close. I don't want to get in there too tight on the roost. We're going to get up there. Get up there pretty close and set up. I guess we'll just walk around this corner and head. I mean, I can't tell from here exactly where he was, but he couldn't have been too much farther down the road there where he was gobbling. We can find a good place to set up there. Walking this road, there's tracks all over it. Ready?
Now the turkeys, well, they're like any other animal. They like the path of least resistance. They like using those roads, and it was perfect for us because it was an area that we could find their tracks and try to figure out what they were doing. Then we heard a gobble, and this gobble was not far off at all.
Right there.
Pick a spot to get set up.
Yeah, I don't want to get much closer, really. He should come up that hill and around that corner to us, I think. Just work that road. Get up here and find us a spot to sit up.
So we went down and we spotted a nice fallen tree, and that's kind of what I was looking for. I wanted something with a lot of back cover. I think this looks good right here.
Yeah, this ought to work.
Got good back cover here.
Absolutely. It's the best thing we got here close.
They've located a turkey by its shock gobble. Now they need to find a spot to set up, put out a decoy, and see if they can finish the job of taking the bird.
We're seeing all kinds of tracks on this road coming around this bend. So we got the decoy out here where hopefully the birds will be walking that road and be able to see it. We can pull them down to it. And got Melissa over there carving us out a little home in the cedar tree right now. So fingers crossed, could be good. Can you see that little low spot from up there?
Yeah, if they come up to that little ledge, they're inside 30, they'll be shooting range. If they're dropped down below, it's a little out of my range anyway. Let me get ready.
If it happens, it's probably gonna happen pretty quick.
We got all set up, called just a little bit, nothing. We're sitting there, called again, nothing. I thought, well, maybe we spooked this gobbler, but I didn't think so.
I'm gonna hit him one more time and see if he'll gobble again.
The next thing I know, that big Tom steps out at about 150 yards. That strutter just stepped out. He's straight down about 125 yards. They might come right up this way.
I think he'll come.
Now we could also hear a bunch of hens, and that made me pretty nervous because when you have a big group of hens and a Tom in there, well, it's pretty tough to call him away from his hens. Look at all those hens behind him. He's leaving all them and coming up to us.
Boy, he's pretty.
Now I was really shaken because I knew this Tom was coming to us.
If he wants to come all the way, let him come. Just let him come. He'll come down the road.
He had spotted our hen, he loved the calling, and he was on his way. So as this turkey strutted around the decoy, well, I had had enough. Now, I just wanted his head to stick up, so I had my shot. He's right in with that decoy. He's in full strut still. If he comes out of strut, I'll take him.
I'm gonna try to get him out for you, okay?
As the Tom gives a spectacular display of strutting behavior, Melissa waits for it to gobble and stretch its head out for a shot. But this bird won't make it easy.
For whatever reason, no matter how much Allen tried calling and making his head go up, he didn't want to have anything to do with it. Finally, his head came up, but I didn't feel I had a clear enough shot. I don't want to hit that decoy. The other hens started coming in. Now I had turkeys all over, and it was getting tough to get a clear shot. So I decided now is not the time. I started thinking, maybe I waited too long. Maybe this turkey's gonna get away because I was enjoying the show too much. But as this turkey stepped away from the decoy, away from the other hens, his head went up and I took my shot. He's starting to go. I'm gonna take him before he gets there.
Here he comes. There he is. Kill him.
I've got him now.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. Good job, Melissa. That was awesome.
This turkey dropped dead in his tracks. Granted, this wasn't that far of a shot, but, Well, there's been known to be people miss turkeys at even closer ranges, so I was just thrilled. I got a beautiful show, a wonderful turkey, and both Alan and I, we were thrilled. That is just beautiful. I could see him out down there, and I thought, okay, as soon as they committed and started coming, I had to get the old nerves under control. Look at nice beard here, pretty thick beard.
For a Merriam, that's a heck of a thick beard.
What'd you say, we're at 7,000, 7,200
Yeah, we're
feet?
at 7211 right now.
Wow, that's pretty high for killing turkeys.
It is, and to come in gobbling and strutting like you did, look at that thing, look how white they are.
A gorgeous turkey down in Colorado. In fact, my first Colorado turkey ever. So it was a great experience. And now the nice part is, well, Alan was up. Well, it's my very first Merriams, and hey, thanks for calling them in.
Congratulations. All right, I'll pack your gun out if you're going to pack the turkey. Good job. Heck of a hunt.
Day 2. And with Melissa's gobbler already in the bag, it's Allen Treadwell's chance to take a turkey himself and to enjoy the tremendous vistas.
Colorado is a state that I've never had the chance to turkey hunt. Now, I've hunted a lot of other areas, and I had a lot of knowledge that I could bring to the table, but you always want to rely a little bit on the local knowledge as well. And Walt was a great wealth of knowledge.
That's the Spanish Peaks right there, I know, Walt, but what's that mountain chain?
That's the Sangre de Cristos. We're about 30 miles east of there. We're here in Longs Canyon, about 20 miles west of Trinidad. We've been hunting here for 15 years, and just an unbelievable place to hunt.
Gorgeous views up here hunting high altitude turkeys.
So it is. It's not a more pretty place in the world. Lots of turkeys, that makes it good.
You guys ready?
Melissa and Alan catch a ride from outfitter Walt Eisenhower up the hill. And before they can even get out, they hear a tom gobble and know where to hunt.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. He's just right down there.
Yeah.
So we decided to keep going in the buggy, go about 400 or 500 yards up, and then bail off and come back and try to hunt it. Maybe we can watch, see if there's anywhere we could set up. So he's there, try to get an idea of...
Try to get a mark on him.
We marked where the turkey gobble was and decided that's where he's going to be right now. By the time we get 500-600 yards up, he's probably heading our way, so we needed to plan accordingly.
Walt, just let us pile off right here, and then you take this buggy to the top, okay?
Will do.
Let's get us up here out of the way, and we'll slip off and come back down and try to call him in. He's not too far, I don't think. Let's get the decoy out there on the road. I think we'll just go right up here.
Melissa and Alan seem to be acting out the old saying as they try to turn one gobbling turkey in the bush into one they can have in the hand.
Tracks everywhere.
Host Melissa Bachman and Allen Treadwell have located a gobbler that's making its way toward them. Now they have to set up to greet it when it arrives.
Perfect. That'll work great.
I'll just get in here behind you.
All right.
Now we set up about 500-600 yards from where I shot my turkey. We knew that the turkeys were making their way to the top, and we heard them roosting not that far off from there. So we knew we could probably make a plan and set up.
I can't tell how far these Merriams are. He didn't sound very far. He could be pretty
I
close.
think he's pretty close. We set up in the middle, got nestled into a nice tree, a good area where we were all hidden, and Alan started calling.
See if he'll gobble again.
As he was calling, all of a sudden, it shut up. Now, I know we were all thinking the same. Either this guy is on his way or, well, he bolted and is headed in the other direction. But sometimes when you're turkey hunting, you've got to stay positive. So you got to just sit it out, be patient, and wait. And that's exactly what we did. The next thing I know, he called again, and he got this gobbler to respond, and he was close.
It's so hard to tell for me in this country, but he sounds like he's maybe 300 yards in front of us, and he's gobbling quite a bit. Hopefully they're going to walk this road all the way back up to us. He may be with hens when he comes, but that's fine. Strutter, there's a longbeard coming. Got a couple of hens with him.
We could finally see him coming around the bend, and this gobbler, he was all about it.
He's coming right up that road.
He's a big bird. There was a group of them, and he was strutting just beautiful. And the coolest thing for me was the fact that he was dragging those wingtips on that gravel, and it's one of those sounds that will really get your heart racing.
Here he comes. Come right up the road.
Now, I wasn't the one hunting, but I'm pretty sure I was breathing as hard as the day I was up for shooting.
As soon as he separates from those hens, get him to stick his head up.
And Alan had told me, you know what, when I got my turkey, there is no way I could have waited as long as you did. So I knew that this was probably not going to be a big show. He was going to shoot the first opportunity he had. And sure enough, that head came out gobbling, and he shot.
Holy cow. What a show. What did you think of that?
That was so awesome.
That old sucker put on a show, didn't he?
It probably was one of the coolest turkey shots I have ever seen. It's kind of risky because you got to make sure he's not pulling his head back in, but it's all about timing, and let's face it, Alan pulled it off perfectly.
I was a little bit nervous yesterday after you got your bird, you know. I got to kill one as good as Melissa did her.
Well, I think you did that and then some. Anytime I can hunt a totally new area, especially with a new person, well, it makes it a really unique hunt. You can learn things from each other, and you can have a lot of laughs along the way. And that's exactly how this hunt in Colorado turned out with Alan and I.
Look how pretty he is. You can even see that sun coming through there on him.
One thing that surprised me about this hunt was how much that the turkeys were actually affected by this late snowfall. Now, it was really keeping them quiet that first morning, but as we got further and further from that snow, well, they started getting a little more vocal, and once we figured out where they were roosting and where they wanted to hang out, well, it got a whole lot easier.
We're at 7,200 feet. That is definitely the tallest turkey I've ever killed. He's a good bird, too. He's heavy. Judging by the beard on this, you can't really tell how old they are, but he got a full fan and he put on a show, and that's all I care. But you know, all this rocks and stuff, they just wore them spurs down. Little nubs.
This turkey hunt was not only a hunt that I would come back to time and time again, but I'd be pretty hard pressed not to say, well, I would love to come back here and hunt mule deer or elk.